We come to you live, 1 year after our glorious liberation from ourselves, when the reptilian overlords of Earth so graciously extended a hand down to us, asking for everything in return.
Some may not remember that day, as our imperfect human brains sometimes try to push away trauma, so we'll bring you up to speed. After 10,000 years in the shadows, the reptilian elite finally agreed to stop trying to rule our lives in secret and decided to be upfront and be honest and rule our lives in the sun.
While the changes might have been more abrupt than many were expecting, I think I speak for everyone when I say, thank you, reptilians. You've made our lives so much more wonderful. Here to speak on this momentous occasion is the Grand Emperor himself.
Hello and welcome, Grand Emperor Warlock Dagon Terrorclaw II. How are you and your awesome yet terrifying frill today?
Good.
On this anniversary of your announcement that the reptilians would now no longer be working in the shadows, how do you feel the state of affairs have been?
Oh, well, there were some expected problems. Honestly, it was for humans' benefit. Everyone in our lizard cabinet felt duplicitous, running everything behind the shadows for the past 10,000 years.
Oh, yes, quite understandable. Truly, it was such a merciful and just action on your part.
I like to think so. Overall, though, everything's going pretty well. Global warming has been increasing, leading to nice warm times for everyone. We've woken up the serpent, the world serpent, Jormungand. And we've done away with all the complicated free will for humans. I think our administration has done a lot in these past few months.
It would definitely seem so. Can you tell me more about Jormungand?
Well, yes, that was always our ace in the hole. Not that we needed it for our announcement last year, but it did give a little oomph to the whole event, to have our great sea serpent rise out of the waves and level Australia. In fact, you may have noticed, we've turned that continent into a flying fortress that will patrol the skies and destroy dissidents with ion cannons. Luckily, with our species' drastic improvements to solar energy, you fleshies shouldn't see more than rolling blackouts in your area when we pass by overhead.
Oh yes, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So tell us, how will the Lizard Elite be spending their Jormungand or day this year?
Jormungand.
Jormungand.
We intend on first dining on the flesh of the innocent, all free-range organic humans. Then on the flesh of sinners, cage-grown and heavily injected with steroids. After that, we plan on wiping out a city just to keep you fleshies on your toes. And finally, take a nap in the sun.
Oh, yes. That all sounds lovely. Will we be seeing any more of Jormungand anytime soon?
That's 3 times you've mispronounced Jormungand. And as you know, the punishment for that crime is death. So we're going to have to cut this interview short.
Well, we are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. Well, please wait while we set up our technology. Thank you.
Well, that was certainly an interesting interview.
You bet. After a recent spike in civil violations, the Reptilians' Ministry of Enslavement says drastic implications could be in the works. Ministry head Iguana Squamata came out saying, quote, "Warm bloods have it easy right now. Penalties for breaking curfew, public speaking, and killing, but not eating insects could raise from hand loss to foot loss." Squamata also says the resistance to any penalty enforcement will result in death. As a friendly reminder, please obey our lizard overlords. They are simply trying to make us a more obedient and controlled species. In exchange, though, we get bountiful meals of crickets and mango slices.
The Department of Love says the mass killings are nearly complete, but people need to be more diligent in cleaning up for the bodies. Department spokeslizard added, bodies in hard-to-reach areas are being left behind. Department head Barney says, quote, clean up, everybody, everywhere." A new urban legend is beginning to be thought of as more than just that. A lot of people are coming forth with proof of amphibious humanoids, similar to our reptilians overlords. The myth goes that to say these amphibious beings are controlling all forms of the reptilian government. While the conspiracy is gaining traction amongst the public, most of our lizard lords have laughed it off. One lord says, quote, "It is interesting how imaginative humans can be."
You bet. That's just absolutely bonkers, wouldn't you say, Andrew?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, no, they're crazy. Let's leave those humans be for now. Now for sports. In the world of the reptilian NFL, the red-hot Panthertilians took on their arch-rivals, the Broncos, in their hometown of Kansas. In his surprising return, Tim Timbrow returned to play for the Broncos, in which he was able to catch a 65-yard larva pass thrown by the great Peyton Manzillion. In an extremely close game in which Cam Newton threw over 200 yards of larva eggs. The Broncos were able to overcome the Panthertilians in a 42-40 game. They will be moving on to the divisional round to face the Sea Snakes, who just beat the Redskins in a 24-8 game. Russell Littface set a record for the Sea Snakes, but becoming the first player in history to throw over 300 larva eggs in one game, without breaking any of them. That game sure got my blood pumping. What do you say, Andrew?
Yeah, it got my blood everywhere.
Yeah, no, I think my legs are bleeding. But anyway, speaking of our blood, our great lizard overlords so graciously sparing our lives, we have seen a great resurgence of entertainment arise from the depths of human history, and that would be arena gladiators. Former sports players who have humbly accepted the role of becoming full-time gladiators, people such as Tom Brady, Eli Manning, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant, and many, many more will be taking part. Expect to see the ultimate fight-to-death duels starting this Sunday on the LBC network, and place your bets on www.mylizardsports.com. I can't wait to see that this Sunday.
Oh, me too, me too. Fashion within today's use seems to be based off the Mortal Kombat character, Reptile. Reptile is a fan favorite with his acid spit, decapitation moves, and claw slashing. They're taking a liking to his outfit due to his scaly skin along with his mask and sleek black armor. You see kids walking around donning black vests, gloves, and ski masks, even some with bones. Just to note, these youngsters prefer the Mortal Kombat X Reptile as compared to previous incarnations. Some teens say, "It makes me feel powerful and confident," and who wouldn't want to hear that out of the sharp teeth of our youth? Reptile's Mortal Kombat X reappearance sparked more than just fashion, but that topic is for another time.
We hope you all had a great time today and didn't learn too much. Remember, human free will was a mistake of God, and the guiding clause of our reptilian overlords is the only thing keeping us from total nuclear annihilation.
Good night.
Tell me more about Jorvang and Derver?